Hi everyone, it's Sherry and I'm here to show you our Petal Builder stencil and set of dies that you can use to create some colorful backgrounds for your cards. There are three different products in this set. You have a stencil, also a die that has some embossed lines on it, and a die that has three interior pieces and also an outside piece. I'm going to start off with the stencil and the die that has those embossed lines. The stencil has some etching. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it has one cutout and then the rest is etching so that you can line up your stencil on your paper as you go. The embossing marks on this die is really great to work on so that you can start adding your color as you go around your embossed die piece. This is a completed piece that I've done in pastels and it's super easy and fun. I'll be doing some stenciling on the top of the die cut piece so that I can follow that pattern around. And I'll be using 8 colors of Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated ink, and I love these colors and how they will work around my little rainbow. The first thing you'll want to do is to align the cutout onto that die cut piece, turn it over, and then I like to use a couple pieces of tape to hold this in place. And I want to use the yellow tape since it's a little bit stronger and I can lift it up and move my stencil around to the next piece by keeping that tape on the back of that paper. So once I have that aligned and taped down, I can see that opening, and I'm going to start off with some lilac ink, and I'm going to gently just start rubbing. And for me, I want a little bit of an ombre look, so I'm going a little bit heavier at the outside and then moving it towards the center. It's also nice to make one side of that a little bit darker, and it'll go really well with the next color. And before I move on, I'm going to use my microfiber cloth instead of washing my stencil, and I can wipe that ink away, and it also pushes it into that opening where you've just stenciled. Now I'm ready to move on to my next color. So I'm going to realign and make sure that I have it aligned really well, and make sure that that tape is holding that piece of paper underneath. And now I've completed doing my second color. I'm going to wipe off my brush a little bit and I will show you how this looks. So I'm going to continue to build with all my different colors that I've chosen as I go around this piece. And I'll keep cleaning off my stencil each time I move to another color. And now I'm on my final color of green, and it'll fit perfectly into this last hole to complete my petal rainbow. By being really careful with the placement of your stencil, you'll find that everything works out perfectly. So here's a couple of my examples. I have some that have some pink and purple and yellow, and then also my little rainbow colors. And that's using just the stencil and the die that has those embossed and etched lines, and that makes that so easy to work with. Next up is the Petal Builder die set. This is really unique. This die set allows you to cut out all your favorite colored cardstocks or even pattern papers to complete a nice little rainbow. So it has one outside piece and three inner pieces for you to cut out your papers for quick assembly. The large die in this set will just cut out that outside piece for your petal. For my assembly, I'm going to go back to the die that has those embossed lines in it, and this will make my assembly super easy. I'll use my outline die piece in a little bit for something super fun. So now to get started, I'm using my Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue, and I've added glue inside the lines of that embossed piece of paper. And I'm going to make sure that this lines up really well. It's really important to make sure that you follow the lines of those embossing marks to the edge of your colored cardstock. And now you can continue using your glue and also your next colored cardstock and place it right next to the first and make sure that you seal up any gaps between those papers. I do like to use the Craft Tacky Glue because I do have time to move these pieces around. Once you get going and you go around your little circle petal, it gets so much easier and quicker. So now I'm left with my final piece, and as long as all of my alignment has been good, this will slide right into this base. And this last piece is green, and here we go. Perfect. So now you have a super cute rainbow piece that you can add a message or even a glitter piece. Make it a flower by putting a circle in the center. Super fun. Be sure to use your pattern papers with these as well. So here I have all those pieces that I've used. For these, I do have one where I've used some pattern paper. So for these, I have used those 3 little cutout pieces to cut my cardstocks, and I've glued them on to the piece with that embossing line. But now we want to work with that other die and create a fun card. So I've cut some white cardstock from that die, and I'm going to turn my rainbow piece into its own card shape. So what I need to do for this is to grab my scoreboard and my bone folder, and I'm going to put my petal piece right up to the left and the top, and then I'll use my bone folder and I'll score a line about 1/4 inch from that left edge. Once you have that scored, just crease your paper and then use some of your craft tacky glue once again. And I'm going to be putting glue to that left edge, and I'm going to add the glue to the left of my score line. And with everything turned upright, I'm going to lay my colorful petal right on top. I'm going to make sure these are aligned well. And now I can press down where I have put that glue in place. I also want to turn this over and make sure that I don't have any glue hindering my little crease. And now the card will sit upright on its own. I've also done a backing for my stenciled pieces, and these are adorable for Easter, so I have a couple of these finished. I love that you can use all of these dies and stencil to make mini shape cards, or also a really great focal piece on your regular A2 cards. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial on how to use these petal builders, and as always, thanks so much for watching.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.